I was thinking about all the things that the tribes had to do, because it was so close for the Coos and the lower Umpquas too, and the Siuslaws would go out there and get a crab or a clam, because there were so many of them. And you didn't just have to be out there a short time, and you had all these shells things, and that's where the middens come in. The only thing I think about difference from our middens here, because ours is like seashells and animals, stuff like that, crab and clams and all that stuff, like Robert was talking about. But in a lot of places, they would also, because that was a nice spot, and the ground wouldn't be frozen, and so they would bury their remains of their, if someone died, they would put them also in the middens. But we didn't do that in here. We just, threw out the bones of the things that they were eating. So that's how we can tell the history of what went on and the different levels of the ground. And so it's just like opening a book and reading it when you come upon shell midden. And we see many of them, and they're talking about that big tall one. So you know how many millions of years had gone by, and that somebody had been dumping there for a long time. And for somebody to go in and destroy that, that's taken part of your culture away from you. And then so we lost some stuff that shouldn't have been ever, taken from that spot, because it was a sacred spot. It was a spot that people could always learn from and learn what the history is of the tribe at that time and what they were eating. There might be lean years and eat different things, and so it was just like a history book down for you, but you had to read all those little seashells and stuff to get that. So.
Who do we report to when we see someone destroying part of the midden? Do we call somebody?
You could call the tribal office, or you call the state police.
They're supposed to enforce the law.
Yeah.
They don't always bother though, but in theory.
Or call Indian Commission and
So
Indian
you
tribes.
tell them they get it done.
All law enforcement are supposed to stop it when they see the law being broken, but the state police is really the most appropriate one, and it's mostly their Fish and Wildlife Division that are charged with enforcement of cultural resource law, and they're supposed to be trained up now.
We send out a person that goes out, if it's a new something being, or just maybe a replacement, like Robert was saying, just a house or a shed, something that, and they're just redoing it. And we send out one of our tribal members there when they're doing the digging and stuff. So, and any new excavation, that we always have a tribal archaeologist on the site to be there.
But one thing we need to do is help educate everybody so that they know what to do if they come across this. Because, if you don't know what to do, it just, you feel like that they got a right to dig, but it's kind of like if you were digging up in some graveyard. We consider it a sacred place, but the ancient ones are put there, and that's their resting place for eternity, and we want to protect that.
I'm ignorant, but what is a midden? I'm new to this area, but what is a midden? Is that the grave or?
The midden was or more or less a refuse pile of the clam shells and bones and
Animal bones mainly.
the
All the food remains, and you'll see charcoal in their hearths from cooking fires, and you'll see a lot of crack rock from use in the
And that's what you do.
preparing goods.
Up and down the coast or
Yeah.
up in the woods.
But as Robert said before, it's closely associated with it to be remains of a house pit site right next door. Their interment of their ancestors are close by. So it's a very visible site of much more of their ancestry.
And then the Alti Indians, was there a Yahash tribe? I heard you talking.
They were part of the LC people.
Pardon?
The Yonhods, it was a village, they were considered part of the LC people. I mean, it's kind of funny when you draw divisions, because in the old ways, at least for, kind of from, I guess, Uquina south, I'm less sure about the Tillamook, but maybe it's true of them up north, is each village was very politically autonomous. So when a grouping kind of went above a village level, it was kind of recognized like a shared kinship of language and a shared culture. So kind of past, you know, being the village level of the Yahaik people, they were considered Alsi people and practiced the same customs as their Alsi people, one of which made them a bit distinctive from tribes of the south is they were the southernmost tribe to practice head flattening, which if people aren't familiar with that is, you know, newborn babies have very soft skulls. A lot of cultures in the world, like in the Pacific Northwest, further north, and also some places in Central America, the custom was to take newborns and undergo this process with a little head presser to shape the forehead to stay kind of sloped. And that was something very distinctive, like between the Alsi people and then going from Siuslaw south. Because Coos Bay people didn't do head flattening, and the Alsis made fun of us. They thought we looked funny with our natural heads. They call us seal heads, which I actually think is kind of cool. I like that sobriquet. For the Siuslaw didn't normally practice it on their own. There was a few Siuslaws recognized having the head flattening because people intermarried a lot, and especially, you know, Siuslaws and Alsis being next door neighbors. It wasn't that unusual that, you know, marriages arranged between the two, and so sometimes, you know, if someone had some Alsi in their family, you know, when they were born, the Alsi relatives might, you know, take it to do this head flattening process. But, you know, pretty much it was kind of stopped there at Si'emoth, at Timuc.